In Office 365, there's often a lot of administrative work that has to get done. Fortunately for us in the portal, they actually give us the ability to assign certain roles and capabilities to users so they can help us with those tasks. Whoever created the actual account is known as a global administrator. As a global administrator, you have the ability to go in there and actually do everything in the portal. You can manage all of the different services, all of the different users in your environment. You also happen to have the only account that has permissions to assign roles to other users. Now, when you're doing that, you can certainly create other people and give them that same level of control, but typically we want to assign people with maybe some reduced capabilities. And so there's some other role services that we can actually add in there, starting with the billing administrator. If you have somebody in your organization who's just responsible for going out and actually doing the purchasing, adding additional licenses to your subscription as you add users, somebody who's going to go out there and pay for and take care of adding and subscribing to things like Visio if you wanted to use that product along with the service, you'd make that person a billing administrator. The billing administrator also happens to have the ability to manage the service and monitor your subscription health. So if you have any support tickets out there, your billing administrator can take a look at them for you, maybe respond to them for you, and see what's going on in the portal in case there's an outage of some kind. They'll be able to see that. Beyond that, we have a password administrator, and just as the name implies, this person is simply going to have the ability to reset user passwords. Now, the password administrator is limited in that they can only reset the passwords for standard users, that is somebody who doesn't have an administrative role assigned to them, or other password administrators. So they can't reset the password for global admins, user admins, billing admins, just for password administrators. That's all they have the ability to do. But in addition to that, they can also monitor the service health, and they can also support and look at your service tickets as well with the password administrator. Somebody who is also going to be able to help you out here in your environment is the service administrator. Now, just like the password administrator, the global administrator, the billing administrator can do this, the service administrator has the ability to manage those service tickets, those service requests, and also the ability to monitor the service health. That's all they can do. So if you have somebody who's just in charge of keeping an eye on the service and how it's running, maybe keeping in charge or keeping track of your SLA, your service level agreements and things like that, you would assign them the service administrator role. Somebody who you want to have that ability, and this is a common ability to assign to whoever's in charge of your AD usually, the ability to create users and delete users in your portal. That's going to be a user management administrator. Besides being able to reset passwords like a password administrator can do, still having the ability to manage your service tickets and look at them and monitor the health, they also have the ability to actually create other users. Right? They can go and create users, they can delete users in the environment. Now they can't and they don't have the ability to do things like reset passwords for people who have other administrative roles and things like that, but they can and they do have the ability to reset passwords for standard users as well. So those are the main roles that you'll assign, and those are system-wide. That is to say, for every one of your subscription services, they'll have that ability to manage those users and or passwords for you, for example. There's also some granular roles you can assign. If you have different services and you want different people actually managing those different services, you can assign people to an administrative role for a specific product. Whether it be Exchange, SharePoint, or Skype for Business, whichever role service you assign them for, they'll have typically full administrative capabilities within that role service. So if you give them the Exchange environment, they'll be able to manage all of your rules and all of your policies within the Exchange environment. They can create and manage different site collections within your SharePoint as a SharePoint administrator, or they have the ability to grant or deny access to certain instant messaging features within the Skype for Business administration. So you can get very granular with your role permissions for different parts of your organization.